Welcome everyone. We are now in our second video for week number 4. So we are currently talking about Curriculum Vitae, a powerful tool in recruitment. In our course, Recruitment and Selection. This is video number 2. Okay, so let us now talk about the difference among Curriculum Vitae, resume, and biodata. Ano ba yung tatlong yan? Okay, let's do it one by one. Let us start with Curriculum Vitae. Curriculum Vitae, that's a Latin word, Latin phrase, which literally means course of life. Yung iyong buhay ng isang tao. Ano ba ang nangyari sa kanyang buhay, sa kanyang karera, sa kanyang career, sa kanyang trabaho, sa kanyang personal na buhay. Yan ang ibig sabihin po ng Latin phrase na Curriculum Vitae, course of our lives. Okay? This document details the important aspects of a person's life, highlighting his employment assets. That means yung kanyang mga credentials, yung kanyang pinag-aralan, yung kanyang mga titulo, yung kanyang mga lisensya, yung mga talents niya, mga competencies at kagalingan, and even yung kanyang values, kasama yon, which may be useful to his application for a job in a specific company. Okay, so ginagamit po yung document na yan kapag tayo ay nag-a-apply ng trabaho. Okay, Curriculum Vitae, sometimes it's called CV. Okay, now, some recruiters or employers prefer the long version, yung mga 4 to 10 pages, detalyado, kasi gusto talaga nilang makita ano ba ang pwedeng dalhin ng taong ito na nag-a-apply dito sa ating kumpanya. What can you bring to the table? What can you offer us? What talents? What can you contribute to the organization? Kaya gusto nilang makita yung comprehensive CV. Yan. Usually mga 5 pages, 8 pages, ganyan po. Okay? Lalong-lalo na kung managerial position ang ina-applyan. They want to make sure that they're getting the best fit candidate, not necessarily the best. Okay? However, yung mga busy na recruiters at employers, hindi naman nila gusto yung mga mahahabang CV. Gusto nila yung snappy lang, the short version. Okay? They prefer yung condensed version, mga 1 to 3 pages. Okay? Yan po. Pero pag naging 1 to 3 pages na yan, para na siyang resume. Okay? But yan po ang CV. Now let's move on to a resume. Yung short or condensed version ng CV, it resembles very much a resume. What is a resume? Okay. This is a French word which means summary. Okay? Buod sa Tagalog. This document is the condensed version of a CV wherein only the career highlights of a person are cited. Tungkol lang sa trabaho. Wala yung mga personal stuff. Okay? So all about job, all about work, employment related. Thus, skills, competencies, and qualifications are the main contents of a resume. Okay? Many recruiters or employers actually prefer resume because it is more focused, whereas a CV is more comprehensive. Ayan. So, snapshot. Lalo na kung ang kinukuha mo lang naman ay yung mga minor jobs, yung mga hindi masyado kailangan ng mabusising pag-scrutinize ng aplikante. Okay? Naghahanap ka lang ng janitor, naghahanap ka ng bagger, o naghahanap ka ng cashier. So those are very, very blue-collar jobs in some cases, okay? So you don't need a long document. Kahit na 1 page lang, okay na yon. Okay? So resume can be 1 page, could be 2 pages. Pinakamahaba ng resume siguro is 3 pages. Okay? So now, let's go to the last one, a biodata. Actually, the longer term for it is biographical data. So, biodata is the archaic version of resume and CV. So, this is the old-fashioned way. Ang ibig sabihin ng biographical data or biodata, it means about life and events of a person. Okay? This document contains information about a career's a person's career, no? As well as his personal details, typically noted in government documents. Pag nag-apply tayo sa mga government documents like driver's license or PRC ID or SSS, etc., no? Ano ba mga tinatanong sa atin? Date of birth, place of birth, age, gender, address, contact details, even your religion, your height, your weight, civil status, all of those stuff. Yan, makikita natin yan sa biodata rin. A lot of personal stuff. Medyo delikado yan kasi alam nyo ngayon meron na tayong data privacy law. And because of the data privacy law, some of these things cannot be made public. Okay? These are confidential. Okay? But in a biodata, they are usually revealed. Kaya hindi na masyado uso ngayon yung biodata kasi mamaya meron dyan mga bagay na confidential. So, are we hiring people because of religion? Hindi naman siguro. Are we hiring people because of their civil status, that we prefer singles over married people? So we're going to become biased already? So again, medyo hindi na masyado ginagamit yung biodata ngayon. Medyo hindi na siya preferred by employers and recruiters. Ang preference ngayon ay resume o kaya yung CV. Yan. Okay? This could lead kasi to discriminatory practices Okay? Kaya hindi na siya masyado ginagamit yung biodata. However, yung mga recruiters at employers na medyo old-fashioned, biodata pa rin ang tawag nila, di ba? Ngayon po, hindi na po. So, you know now the difference among CV or curriculum vitae, resume, and biodata. Now, ano ba ang nilalaman ng isang biodata or CV or resume? Or, tanong lang natin muna, bakit ba tayo gumagawa ng CV? Why is a CV important? Okay. It is a good presentation tool in screening applicants for a specific position. Kapag may mga CV na sinabit yung mga applicants, madali nating makikita yung mga employment assets nila. Like, what are they offering? What are their qualifications? Ano mga katangian nila? So, nako-compare natin. We can see who is better than the other and who are the ones who are qualified and who are the ones who are not qualified. Second purpose of a CV, why is it important? It provides basis for recruiters and employers to make the initial shortlist. Halimbawa, 100 na nag-apply. I-interviewin ba natin lahat yung 100? Hindi. Gawa muna tayo ng shortlist na tinatawag. Yung shortlist, from 100, siguro yung shortlist natin mga 20 to 30 lang. So yun yung gusto natin. Okay? So yung 80, maybe active file. We put them in the active file. So this shortlist, or what you call the initial shortlist, would be the applicants that you may be inviting for an initial interview. Okay? Now, the third reason why a CV is important, it serves as an official record subject to verification should the applicants be subjected to background checking. Kasi halimbawa, out of 30 na in-invite mo sa interview, tapos may napili ka na 5 na. Ang opening mo 3, pero yung 5, yun na yung finalist. 3 sa 5 ang pipiliin mo. Sino sa kanila? So maybe one of the last things that you will do, ipapa-background check mo lahat sila, yung 5. Tapos yung walang bahid, yung pinaka-okay, yung 3 pinaka-okay, based on the background checking, yun ang i-hire natin. And the basis of the background checking is the CV. That is the document that you're gonna use. Kung ano yung mga pinaglalagay nila sa CV, tignan natin kung totoo ba yung mga nilagay nila doon. Hindi sila nagsisinungaling. Okay? So, yun po ang 3 purposes ng curriculum vitae. The 3 purposes of a CV: it is a good presentation tool in screening applicants. Second, it will allow you to come up with your shortlist or your initial shortlist. And number 3, it will be the basis for background checking later on. Okay. So yan po ang purposes ng ating CV. Ano ba ang components ng isang CV? There are basically 3 parts of a CV. First, the heading. Second, the body. And number 3, the references. Okay, so let's look at the heading. I'm going to give you a sample of a biodata or a CV. I'm going to put that in the chat group. Okay, so you can look at it. The sample CV is there. So makikita natin that the heading of a CV bears the following information: the full name of the person. So when you talk about full name, you must state the first name, the middle name, and the surname. Of course, kung yung tao ay junior or senior, you have to indicate junior or senior or the third, no? Or the fourth, no? So you have to mention that. Complete name. Second information you find in the heading is the complete address. The home address as well as the provincial address. Please include the zip code. Bakit importante itong dalawang information na to? Full name at saka complete address. Para hindi nahahanapin. Unang tingin pa lang sa CV, it's the first thing that they will see. And number 3, the contact details. Because that's also important. How will they contact you if you are shortlisted for an interview? So it should be the very first information at the top of the first page of your CV. So your contact details should include all of the following. Landline, if you have a landline. And then mobile phone. And number 3, your email address. Those are the 3 most important contact details. And finally, the fourth item you should find in your heading of your CV is the photograph. Picture. Okay? So your picture must be high resolution or clear copy. You should have a corporate look. That means yung damit mo, yung suot mo, pang-opisina, corporate. Hindi pwedeng pang-party or hindi pwedeng casual at lalong hindi pwedeng street clothes. For females, it's preferable that you have makeup when you have your picture taken. Yung mga lalaki, dapat well-groomed ang ating hair. Okay? Mag-ahit din tayo. We have to be shaven. And also, the background must be plain. Sometimes, companies require a white background, but that's not necessary. Okay? Some people will have a plain yellow background or a blue background. So it depends. Huwag lang masyadong colorful. Yan. So it has to be business-like or corporate-like photograph. Hindi po maganda yung mga glam shots, yung mga nakaganon tayo, nakapost na ganyan, nag-emote. Hindi po. Dapat talaga nakatingin lang tayo. Hindi side view. Okay? You have to look straight into the camera when you have your picture taken for your CV. So those are the 4 components of your heading in a CV. Your full name, complete address, contact details, and your photograph. Okay. Now, the second part of the CV is the body of a CV. Okay? Yung body ng CV, maraming laman yan. The first item that you'll probably see is career objective. Okay? Isa lang, hindi career objectives, hindi siya plural. So what is a career objective? It is a one-liner, direct to the point, sincere, career-oriented, progressive, and specific statement about what you want in your career. Ano ba yung gusto mong marating? Yan po ang career objective. So it could have a timeline, like maybe in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, or maybe in the next 20 years if you like. Okay? So dapat po ang ating career objective, yun po ang katangian. One-liner lang siya. Direct to the point. Sincere, galing sa puso. Yung talagang gusto mo na mangyari sa'yo, sa career mo. It should be career-oriented. Hindi pwede mga personal goals. Dapat career. Because you're applying for a job. Paano makakatulong tong company na to sa iyong career? Yan. And then it has to be progressive. Hindi pa baba yung goal mo, dapat pataas. Okay? And finally, specific. Don't put general statements na you want to be successful. That's a broad statement. You have to be specific. What kind of success do you want to achieve in the next 5 to 10 years, for example? Then you have to also put in the body of your CV education and qualifications. So pag sinabi natin education, yung natapos natin, yung ating pinag-aralan. Qualifications, yan yung ating mga licenses, mga certifications that we have that we can use as proof that we are good. Okay. So when you talk about entry level, nag-a-apply tayong cashier, nag-a-apply tayong clerk, nag-a-apply tayong bagger, or nag-a-apply tayong promodizer. Entry level, magsimula ka sa elementary, isite mo yung college education, high school, and elementary. Saan ka nag-aral, ano yung natapos mo, anong level, yan. Kung meron kang honors, pwede mo isite yon. Okay? Now, kung ang ina-apply naman natin ay supervisory level or team leader or officer level, we can start with high school. You don't have to mention elementary anymore. So mag-start tayo sa high school, saka college. Okay? Kung meron kang mga postgraduate degree like master's degree, pwede mo ring i-cite yun. Okay? Importante yun. It's an edge for a supervisor. Ngayon, kung ang ina-applyan natin ay managerial level na, huwag mo na banggitin yung high school saka elementary, hindi na yan masyado relevant. Start with college and then your graduate level and postgraduate, like yung mga special courses, executive courses na kinuha mo, mga certification courses, ayan. Saka yung mga master's degree, at kung gusto mo, kung nag-aral ka pa ng doctorate, sige, ilagay mo yan, lahat. Mag-start ka lang sa college education kung ang ina-applyan mo ay managerial level. Huwag mo na banggitin yung elementary at high school. Hindi na yan relevant. Okay? Now, so dito sa section na to, Education and Qualifications, babanggitin natin yung school. Complete name of the school at saka yung location. Halimbawa, Polytechnic University of Manila, Santa Mesa, Manila. Okay. And then degree, BS Accountancy or BS Business Administration. Major in Human Resource Management. Dapat kumpleto. And then inclusive years, from what year to what year. Okay? Banggitin mo doon kung ikaw ay graduate o ikaw ay second year level pa lang. That's very important. You have to be honest. Ngayon, doon naman sa qualifications, you have to mention your professional licenses. If you're a certified public accountant or you are a licensed engineer, you have to state your license number. Importante yon. Then, kung meron kang mga technical vocational education certifications, national certification, NC1, NC2, NC3 from TESDA, maganda rin na banggitin natin siya dito sa section na ito. Remember, the section is called Education and Qualifications. I repeat, ang nilalagay natin sa Education and Qualifications, yung lahat ng pinag-aralan natin at saka lahat ng ating mga lisensya at mga certifications. Kasi usually mabigat ang puntos nito sa mga nagre-recruit. Tinitignan nila kung meron ka o wala ka. Usually hinahanap nila kung graduate or undergrad or kung may license o walang license. They're putting a lot of attention to that. Okay? So here is an example, a set of examples of good career objectives. Babanggitin ko ha, tignan nyo kung anong ibig sabihin ko ng good examples. Yung unang example natin, in 5 years' time, it is my goal to move up the management ladder and take on more challenging roles, either as a supervisor or manager in the retail trade industry. Diba? Maganda, very specific. Okay? Number 2, I hope to seek greener pastures overseas within 6 to 8 years after building a solid career as an auditor in the Philippines. Wow! So dito muna siya sa Pilipinas, 6 to 8 years. Tapos pangarap niya na mag-abroad. Okay? Kasi in demand ang mga CPAs sa abroad. Number 3, it is my goal to develop my God-given talents, diversify them, and create outputs that will eventually be recognized by my peers as outstanding and commendable in the media industry. Nasa media pala siya, maaring reporter siya, broadcaster, or writer. So yun pala ang gusto niya na lumawak ang kanyang talento. Very good. That's a very good career objective. Another one, I seek to establish a strong foundation in the food service industry within 5 to 8 years, with the eventual goal of putting up my own restaurant in the future. Wow, pangarap pala niya maging negosyante. Pero syempre, kukuha muna siya ng experience sa loob ng 5 hanggang 8 taon. Those are examples of good career objectives. Now, I will read to you, I will show to you examples of weak career objectives. Ito yung mga career objectives na hindi masyado malakas, walang dating, mahina, okay? O depektibo. I'll give you one example. I would like to settle down at age 27, have 3 kids, and own a house and lot somewhere in Laguna. Well, basically, there's nothing wrong with raising a family or having your own house. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're talking about career, your CV should focus on career, not personal stuff. That's why it is weak. Okay? You have to really focus on the career objective. Kaya nga, career objective. It's not a personal objective. It's not a family objective. Career objective. Okay? Klaro dapat yon. Another weak example. By 2025, I would like to join my mother in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. That's a career goal? No, that's a family goal. So it is weak again because it's personal. It has nothing to do with career. Another example of a weak career objective, I'm going to work very hard and be focused on my short-term and medium-term goals, give my 100% to my company, and target to get rich at age 32. Again, there's nothing wrong with wanting to get rich. But you have to show what can you contribute to the company that you're applying for. Okay? So you have to really be more focused. Okay? So that's a very general, weak career objective. And finally, another example is, I would like to get any job that would help my family survive during this pandemic. Wow, that is a very desperate sounding career objective. Parang wala nang makain, okay? Maaring totoo yan, pero wag natin ilagay yan sa ating CV kasi we will sound very, very desperate. Na kahit ano na lang na trabaho tatanggapin mo. Okay? Dapat medyo magkaroon ka naman ng konting dignity at magkaroon ng focus at magandang career path. You have to plan it out. Okay? Hindi yung kahit ano na lang na dumating. Okay? Although some people during this time, they might resort to that. Okay? So I've shown you good examples as well as the weak ones. So you can compare. So when you develop your own CV, make sure your career objective is on the strong side, the good side, not the weak. No? Okay. Here is an exercise I want you to answer. Okay? This is a question also that you need to answer. Is this career objective good or weak? I'm going to read out. If you want to go back to the notes, you can go to the PowerPoint so you can see the exact wording. Is this career objective good or weak? As a dedicated engineer, I would like to pursue further my education within the next 7 years by taking up a degree in Master of Business Administration after establishing a good career in a reputable engineering and construction company. Did you get it? I will repeat it again. As a dedicated engineer, I would like to pursue further my education within the next 7 years by taking up a degree in Master of Business Administration after establishing a good career in a reputable engineering and construction company. There you go. Is it a good career objective or is it a weak one? Answer that in the comments below. This has been your professor, Danny Kabulay, saying goodbye. Hey, you've got to go to the next video. Video number 3 for week 4. See you later.